We kick off hour number 2 with an in-studio guest. Been on this program many times before, but finally in studio, in person, a Super Bowl champion getting ready to get started on year 13 in the National Football League, the 58th overall selection of the 2012 draft, playing all his football with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Nebraska's finest, Lavonte David. How you doing, sir? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. Like you said, finally get to meet you and be in studio with you.
Right back at you. Feel the same way. And I asked you during the commercial break, so I'd love for you to say into that microphone. I said, what are you doing in Los Angeles? And you said?
I'm going to Tom Brady Roast on Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen. Going to the Tom Brady Roast. Lavonte David. Have you ever been to a roast?
I've never been to a roast, but I grew up watching a lot of the roasts.
Which roasts did you watch?
I remember I watched Justin Bieber's roast.
Okay.
I watched Flavor Flav roast before.
Okay. That's a good one.
And then one while back when when Jamie Foxx and all those guys was heckling the other comedian in that one, I thought that was pretty cool. So
was that a Shaq event?
That might have been.
I think it was the Shaq one.
Yeah.
I think it was
a Shaq All-Star comedy something or other. And
So let me. It's perfect. You're perfect guy to ask this, because this is a question a lot of people are asking in the comedy world, in the roast community, and also the sports world. Will Tom Brady be able to take being roasted, Lavonte David? What do you think?
Personally, I think he will be.
Okay.
I think he will be. I had a conversation with a couple of people talking about it, like, dang, just like knowing how a roast can get, you got to have some tough skin to be able to be roasted, to be able to sit there and take that. And
Yeah,
I think
because roasts, you've got to, you've got to go after
right.
the guest of honor,
Yeah, you have to for order to make it go great. But I think Tom has tough skin. And knowing Tom, being around him a couple of years, he throw some jazz back at you. So I know.
Okay. So did Tom ever get roasted in the locker room in Tampa?
No, not really. I don't think he really get roasted. It's just like he likes to joke.
Okay.
So I think he'll be prepared for it, I believe.
All right. Because I'm just sitting here wondering, because he shows up as the GOAT.
Yeah.
So nobody went at him, right?
Right.
But you're the OG of the locker room, Lavonte. Never once did you say, this is my team, my house, Tom. You got to do this, do that. Now that you're here, that never happened.
No, that never happened. It was a respect thing. It was a respect thing. And it was kind of like, I threw it out there like, welcome to the locker room. Stuff like that. Like trying to throw it out there, but knowing that, hey, now you Tom Brady, you here to get me a Super Bowl, so this is your locker room for now that you're here. So
and then he kind of did do it.
Yeah, he did do it. So definitely welcome over.
Sure. How many of your teammates are here? Because I was hearing that there's a ton of former Patriots are coming, right?
Yeah, a ton of former Patriots. We'll be doing some roasting.
Yeah,
right.
And then I've heard a few Bucs guys are going to be in the audience.
Okay, so you're one of them. Who
Yeah,
else
I'm
is
one
coming?
of them. I'm not sure. I reached out to Mike and Chris. Those guys probably won't be here.
Okay.
But I'm not sure who else after that. So I'll probably see them whenever I get there.
Lombardi Lenny, is he supposed to be here?
Lombardi Lenny probably will be here. Ain't no telling. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Who is the best? Who would be the best roaster in the NFL?
In the NFL?
That you've seen their game on the field. You may have been a teammate, but which NFL player do you think would have the chops to roast somebody based on their game?
Honestly, it'll be Lombardi Lenny. It'll be Leonard Fournette.
Really?
Yeah. Just
he can roast people.
Yeah. Lenny is nonstop. He's nonstop. He's a guy who, if something stand out on you, like, and then it's something that is not really like normal, he will definitely let you know, and you'll hear about it the whole time.
The whole time.
So so Lenny is definitely a guy who will be a good roaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's dish. Let's do this for real.
Yeah.
Which teammate that you've had would be the one that could not take being roasted?
Could not take it?
Yeah. Would just have an issue.
Ooh. Roaster too, just throws out that Gerald McCoy would probably be a great roaster too.
Oh, by the way, he's my colleague now on NFL Game Day Morning. You are not wrong.
Yeah.
You are not wrong. Can confirm. Can confirm.
Yeah, he'll be a great roaster too as well.
Oh, yes. Can confirm that.
He's nonstop. But somebody who probably won't be able to take it.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with my boy Devin White. Devin White probably won't be able to take a roast.
Couldn't take it.
Nah, he won't be able to take it.
Why? Because he can go at him for the horseback. What are we?
He's kind of sensitive a little sometimes.
Well,
so.
that's one of my favorite lines in the history of the recent roasts.
Yeah.
William Shatner, the William Shatner roast. He came in. He was the guest of honor. He came in on horseback.
Yeah.
And one of the best lines of the entire roast that was, I think, put Betty White, if you will, back on the map, was George Takei, who played Sulu from Star Trek from back in the day. And apparently he and Shatner, they were rumored to not really get along. And he's got up there and he said the following: Bill, I've finally got a chance now to say what I've always wanted to say to you. F you and the horse you rode in on. And it's one of the greatest lines in the history of the roast. So Devin White would not be able to handle that line. It's basically
he take his horses. He messes with his horses. He take that personally too as well.
He takes it personally. How about Sue? Could Indomitian Sue be roasted? What about him?
Nobody wouldn't want to roast him. Nobody wouldn't want to roast him. Nah, nobody wouldn't want to roast him.
He sat in this chair. I wouldn't want to roast him.
You have to deal with him later. So you don't want to do that.
Lavonte David here in Los Angeles for the Tom Brady Roast, which is going to be live on Netflix, 8 Eastern time. And that can be seen right here on the Roku portal. Lavonte David here on the Rich Eisen Show. Year 13.
Yeah, 13.
What if I told that kid coming out of Nebraska, chosen 58th overall, 13 years in the NFL?
I wouldn't listen to a word you said, honestly. I wouldn't listen to a word. You know, coming in as a rookie, you don't know. Then you hear all the stories about, you know, how quick guys get out the league and stuff like that. It's only 2.5 years, 3 years and stuff like that. So that was on my mind, you know, coming in as a rookie and then not knowing how the transition would be, you know, not knowing how I would fit in the locker room. So I definitely wouldn't believe you would have said I've been going to year 13 right now.
Where were you on draft night?
I was home with my family back in Miami, house full of people, you know, my mom, dad, grandma, cousins, guys from the neighborhood. I remember everything like it was yesterday, honestly. I think that's one of those days that you will never never forget as an athlete, getting that call. And it's always funny that when you get a call from a team that you haven't had no communication with throughout the whole process.
Zero
communication with throughout the whole process.
Really?
And, you know, I didn't even know what the 813 area code was when they called me. I'm like, who is this? And then I answered. And I heard Mark Dominic and Greg Schiano. And, you know, the first thing that really came to my mind was like, I'm back in Florida. Thank you.
Right.
You know, coming from Nebraska. So, but it definitely.
Right. Going from South Florida to Nebraska, that might be an adjustment. Sure.
Yeah. So,
I get it.
Definitely was an amazing moment, amazing feeling.
So what was your welcome to the NFL moment? That because you said just moments ago, if you're a rookie, when you were a rookie, like you weren't going to be listening to somebody saying you got 13 years potentially.
Right. My welcome to the NFL moment kind of came from training camp. You know, going against, you know, my rookie year, we had a great offensive line. You know, obviously when you see Doug Martin ran for like 1,500 yards his rookie year, so you had guys like
the muscle hamster.
Yeah, had guys like Davin Joseph, Donald Penn. Carl Nix was the one who really welcomed me. I remember it was a 907, you know, run fit drill. And I remember I knew what was coming and I know I had to take on the block, so I tried to beat him there. But it was it was like a clip that showed on the film, and like you was looking at it and like the coaches didn't even have nothing to say. They just skipped over it. I'm like, dang, man, that's kind of messed up. You know, he literally like lifted me off my feet and got me out of the hole and created the lane. I'm like, this is what I got to look forward to the rest of, you know, training camp or NFL. So just that right there kind of like welcomed me to knowing like, man, I gotta be prepared to take on guys like this all the time.
What about on the field?
On the field, let me see. On the field,
somebody meet you in the hole. Somebody.
On the field, not really. Not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily on the field. I just remember just like probably getting cracked back. Maybe. Welcome to the NFL moment. I remember we was playing the Vikings my rookie year. It was a Thursday night. You know, Adrian Peterson ran for 2,000 yards. And, you know, I remember I was running him. I was about to, you know, chasing him and then running the receivers kind of like gave me, a crackback, hit me blind just before it became illegal.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So nowadays, what you're describing could not be
right.
It could not occur without flags.
Right. So it was a really good hit, and it sprung him free, broke for a touchdown. That run right there put him over 100 yards. So we wanted to be the first team to not like get him over because he was on the roll. You kind of
I remember.
Yeah, so we kind of it was kind of like holding him in check, but that run, probably like a 60-yard run, put him over the 100-yard mark. But just remembering, and it's like every time it's a highlight, they showing his highlights. You see that hit in it, so that's something that I got to see every time.
I'm sorry to bring it up then, but that is a welcome to the NFL moment, no doubt about that.
Sure.
Lavonte David here on the Rich Eisen Show. So Brady shows up.
Yes.
What happened that you can recall when Brady shows up? Because this is what year? I'm trying to do in my head here. Year 9 for you, right? Pretty much when Brady shows up in 2020.
Yes,
it's year 9 for you.
Yeah, year 9.
And you've been through 9 years of kind of wondering where the consistency is going to come from, where the ring might be coming from. You're staring at maybe year 10 around the corner and what's going to happen. And then how'd you find out Brady was coming?
Honestly, at the exit meetings, talking to Coach BA, you have a one-on-one with the head coach, and I just remember him saying, we gonna get somebody in here for you to, get us over the hump. Previous year, the previous we was 7-9 that year. We had a solid defense, and offensively, we wasn't sure what was gonna happen with James and stuff like that. So I just remember in the exit me, he was saying like, if we don't get James back, we gonna bring in somebody in who gonna get us over the hump and get us to the Super Bowl. And he was like, it might be. He literally said it might be the GOAT. I'm like, what you mean it might be the GOAT? And he's like, it might be, 12. I'm like, whatever. I ain't read about that, whatever. And then, like, later on in the offseason, you just kept hearing the things coming out, the rumors popping up. And I remember the breaking news was on ESPN, and I just remember I was laying on the couch literally watching, I like watching the Get Up and stuff like that. So watching it, and then I seen the breaking news, and it was like, I literally, like, got up and like, what? Tom Brady signs with, plans on agreed terms with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm like, I didn't believe it. I thought, it's live. And I'm like, I'm still not really believing it.
Is it April 1st? Like, is that when you're sitting there
one of those moments. And then I remember I got a call from Jason Light, and he let me know that it was true. And, and then he was like, Tom want to have a conversation with you, talk with you, whatever. And that's when I knew it was real, for real, when I actually had a conversation with Tom.
What was that like?
It was cool, man. It was just like, dang, he wanted to talk to me. Like, why he want to talk to me? It's like, this is Tom Brady. Like, I should be wanting to reach out to him. And he called and he was like, man, I'm glad to finally, be on the team with you, and getting tired of playing you and this, et cetera, and finally get a chance to play with you, and I want you guys to welcome me in the locker room with open arms. And he did mention that, like, this is you guys' locker room, and I'm coming in and I'm just want to fit right in and just try to, like, win football games with you guys. And then he went to going on and saying, like, don't treat me no different. I know you guys competitors, so just, I'm going to compete with you guys as well. So let's just have fun. Let's win football games. And from that point on, I knew it was on.
And then what was it like Super Bowl Sunday?
Super Bowl Sunday.
In your own building.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously there's cardboard cutouts in the stands around some other first responders who were in the stands, because this was in the full height of COVID-19 and all the rules that were being put down.
Right.
So.
I just remember, the build up from it, throughout the whole playoff run, we practicing and we seeing, like, them setting up the Super Bowl stuff at the stadium. It's like, we got to get there. Like, we got to get there. And then when it finally happened, at the actual game day, we walking in the stadium and all the lights are very bright. And it was like, we like, dang, like, why is not this for our regular home game and stuff like that? So everything was just different. The grass was better, and you kind of like feeling it. Everything was different, and it just walking through the tunnel, you see the lights are brighter, and it's just like when you walk on the field, it was just an amazing feeling, man. Like, that's the feeling everybody who plays football want to be a part of. just playing on Super Bowl Sunday and actually winning it in your home stadium, and just, and to piggyback what you said about Tom, it's just I just remember, like, Tom didn't talk all season, and
What do you mean he didn't talk all season?
Like, pregame speeches and stuff like
he
that.
Did not.
Nah, not all season. And then he was in the locker room getting ready to come out, what better guy not to have speak was Tom. You know, he came in the middle, and just the stuff that he said just kind of like fired everybody up and it gave us all a ton of confidence. Just like moments like this will never be forgotten if you win this game. You know, you going down in history. Your last name will be remembered forever. You win this game. Your family will be remembered forever. And like just the battle you went with those guys, like teammates, you have this personal connection, personal bond for the rest of your life. And when you think about it, you know, you build brotherhood with guys, and that's stuff that you want to be, you know, we want to be a part of with those guys. So, you know, and just think about it, you know, it's one of the reasons why I'm here, you know, supporting Tom, because, you know, I had that brotherhood with him, winning the Super Bowl with him. So stuff like that, you know, that's what you kind of like, you know, live for and you play the game for.
So he didn't speak before the game
No.
to you or your teammates
Right.
in a huddle or anything like that.
Right.
Until the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Not even in Green Bay before you went out to Green Bay for the NFC Championship game?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. I mean, and so he saved it for the Super Bowl?
Save it for the Super Bowl.
Come on, man.
Yeah, save it for the Super Bowl.
I mean,
but-
I'm getting goosebumps now, like secondhand.
I mean, of all the guys, though, to also say, listen, I'm going to choose this moment to speak, and then be able to have his words carry weight. Honestly, there's only one guy in the history of the game. It's Brady. And going into that game, I imagine the sense was go run Mahomes and make him run for his life. Right. That was the general sense going into that game.
General sense of that game was just don't let him beat us. You know, just try to do as much as we can to, you know, try to make them one-dimensional as much as possible, and you know, not get beat over the top, because earlier that season, you know, they kind of killed us. You know, earlier that season.
Well, yeah, that's the kind of crazy thing too, Lavonte, is that was, if I'm not mistaken, the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. Where I think Hill had what, like 200 yards in the first quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you didn't lose a game the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That was the last game you lost that year.
It was
that game.
It was, actually, because we had the bye week the next week.
Right.
And speaking of that, I was going to bring this up too. I remember walking in the hallway and, you know, running to Tom. He just basically asking me, you know, how we feel, how's the morale of everybody, whatever. I'm like, we good with this. And he was like, okay, that's good, because we know I'm not going to lose another game.
He said that.
He said that.
In the bye week.
Yeah.
After losing to the Chiefs.
Yeah, he said that.
And what did you think of after he said that?
Oh, well, that's all I was telling him. I believe him. I'm with you. We're not going to lose another game, Tom. So
And then you didn't.
We didn't. Yeah.
And then, because I remember our pregame show, we were there on NFL Network, and I'll be straight up with you. Yeah. Michael Irvin was the only one on the panel who picked the Bucs to win it.
Yeah.
And his thought wasn't just, you know, the way that you guys were playing or Brady. He said, there's no way you can lose on your home field at the Super Bowl.
Right.
That you can never allow another team to come on your stadium, on your turf, in this game, that you and your team, if you lost it, you would never look at your home field the same way again.
Right. I ain't think of it like that.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah, not like that.
Because that's what he said. And
I just thought about the moment, like what would it be, the impact it would have on the guys if we did like win a Super Bowl in our home stadium.
You went a little more positively.
Yeah, I was more positive.
That's
about
good.
It. Yeah.
Lavonte David here on the Rich Eisen Show. So let's talk about the here and now. We're big Baker Mayfield people here in this program, and not just because you're sitting here or the year that he had. We've been talking about him for a while. They accuse me of Baker being. I've got two boys of being one of my
He's your third son.
Well, I mean, there's other ones too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but Baker's the oldest of the other ones.
Brock Purdy is younger. Kyle Hamilton is younger.
Jalen Hurts is younger.
Jalen Hurts. Right. Those are my other guys.
Okay.
That I cape for from this seat. What was Baker like the minute he walked in the door there?
Yeah, you know, outside looking in, you never know what you was going to get from Baker. You know, if you didn't know him personally, you know. You
so you did, in your mind, come in with a little bit of a reputation.
Yeah, of course. You know, just from what the media said about him and stuff like that. So you thinking of that stuff, but you know, when you finally get a chance to meet somebody, you never want to judge a book by its cover, what they've been through or what people say about him. So you actually like meet him and get a chance to talk to him. You understand like why he's the person he is, and you do kind of like love him, not just because he's my teammate and stuff like that, but when you actually, you know, like, see him, the way he works, the way he acts around the locker room, how everybody kind of like gravitate to him. Just I kind of like opened my eyes. Just saying like, oh, man, Bate, one of the guys, man, he cool, coming in. Want everybody to accept him for who he is, man, and just watching him compete on the field. That just what you love to see. And Baker's genuinely a humble, genuine nice guy, man. And just seeing the way he, take care of the people around him, taking care of the offensive line and receivers and stuff like that, and the work he puts in, kind of like sees wise, he's a competitive guy the way he is.
Well, I mean, you never want to be the guy after the guy.
Yeah.
In any job,
right.
anywhere on planet Earth.
Right.
Certainly if the guy predecessor is named Tom Brady, right?
Correct.
So how did he handle that situation walking into your locker room? Again, this is now like you're entering year dozen for you. And obviously there's Evans and there's Godwin. There's a whole bunch of people that are probably looking at him for a sign here. How did he handle all of that?
Yeah, I think he handled it really well. All we did ask for him was just to be himself. We know he's a great football player. He could be he was a Pro Bowler this past year. So we know he could be a great football player. And we know he could get us to where we want to be as a football team. So all we did was just tell him to be himself, and no matter what, man, we got your back. And I think that's what kind of like the culture we built in the locker room. I want to say, BA started that, and then when Tom came, he kind of like implemented his thing and stuff like that. So, that's what we just try to keep. Just let everybody know, man. Like everybody just do their job, everybody be themselves, and we can win football games. And that's basically what we told Baker. And he got us to the second round in the playoffs.
Yeah, and then a drive at the end of that game in Detroit with a shot to tie it and see what was going on.
Right.
And a heck of a run.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Jason Light beforehand. He re-signed you, and a whole bunch of other guys. When you're thinking cap is going to be an issue here. Evans, you, and Baker, your kicker.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing some people too here that are
the long snappers.
Right. I mean, but you're kind of getting a rare chance in this salary cap league. Certainly, when a quarterback is in line to get paid, and a future Hall of Fame receiver, which Mike is looking to get paid.
Right. Yeah.
It's a rarity that you're getting a chance to run it back here.
So
what is your approach to this coming season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy about it. I have a lot of confidence in the team that we have. You get a chance to learn from what you did last year and try to improve on it up to this year. We're in a division that a lot of people count out, but I think is a tough division.
Well, the Falcons division. Now have Cousins and.
We expect the Saints to be the Saints, the tough team that they always are.
Right.
And Carolina, they got Dave Canales, our old OC. He's the head coach over there now.
Right.
So we know what type of coach he is, the type of competitive atmosphere he could bring out of guys. So it's definitely gonna be a tough division to try to get a four-peat as far as winning the division 4 times. But it definitely should be fun, but I think the main thing was, Jason kind of like understood that, getting the main guys back to keep the locker room intact and try to get another one.
How much longer you want to do this?
I'm taking it year to year, man. I didn't know where I would be signing back this year. After the division game, and there was a clip out there that got me, talking to Teddy Bridgewater, one of my good friends. We played in high school. He went to the same high school as me back in Miami. Telling him like, I'm gonna take some time to really think about, what I want to do, and trying to, see where my body's at, see where my mental's at, and then go from there. And it took a while, and then decided to come back. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to go that same approach after this season. But I'm having fun. I'm winning. Going from 8 years of losing, now I'm winning 4 years in a row is kind of good.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
Definitely getting fun from that. And like I said, man, just the locker room atmosphere. That's something that when guys retire, that's something that guys miss, the main thing that they miss. So I'm just trying to get all that in as much as I can. Just build relationship with guys, build bonds with guys to where when I do hang it up, I have a good rapport relationship with a lot of guys that I play with.
So to use the Marshawn phrase, you take care of your mentals.
Take care of your mentals.
And your chicken.
And your chicken. Take care of your mental and your chicken, for sure. For sure. That's an underrated thing, but that's
taking care of the chicken. Yeah. You take care of your chicken.
Right.
I'd never heard of that. The chicken being used as that for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was out of it.
Yeah, I heard it a couple times.
You have heard it?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Lavonte, what a pleasure having you here.
Yes, thank you.
Anytime.
Yes,
There should be more Brady Roast in Los Angeles. That means we can get you here. And, look for my calls during the season.
Yeah.
Get you on here on a Zoom, just telling us what's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That I just as we leave here, do you think your team's overlooked? Because we're talking about the NFC is the San Francisco's conference.
Yeah.
And you got the NFC East, always that gets the focus.
Yeah.
The Lions, we just came from the draft, 750,000 people there. They're all going crazy there. The Packers, as we all know, one and done to the Dallas Cowboys. And you've got the Vikings, obviously always being discussed. The Bears now have Caleb and Roma Dunze.
Right. Should be a tough.
Are you being overlooked?
We always let people overlook us, and we always be in the middle of things, in the thick of things every time at the end of the year. So I think we're gonna be just fine. And I think we got the guys to get us where we need to be at the end of the season.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.